welcome to Science at Play. I'm Billin, a science educator here at the Connecticut Science Center, along with my friend Melissa, who's also an educator. Melissa, what are we doing today?
Well, I actually brought over something from another activity that I just did. Have you ever done a strawberry DNA extraction?
Yeah, I have. It's actually really fun.
Isn't it awesome? This is one of my favorite things to do. We've actually done it before here at the Science Center for Science at Play. If you want to give it a try, you can actually go to the bottom of this post and actually click the link. And then at the end, you get a bunch of strawberry DNA.
Whoa, that gooey stuff is DNA?
Yeah, you get a lot. Strawberries have a lot of DNA. That's why they're one of my favorites to use for DNA extraction.
Wow.
Yeah, go ahead, grab it.
That is a lot.
You have a lot in yours.
Wow.
So normally when you do a DNA extraction, you get this glob of DNA at the end, but then I thought, like, we want to do something with it, right? I just don't want to throw away this DNA.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just like DNA is what makes us us, it's what makes a strawberry a strawberry. So I thought maybe let's actually draw with it.
What do you mean draw with it?
So you can actually draw with DNA.
How are we going to do that?
I'll show you. So I have a little dot marker for you. So these are just like empty dot markers that I picked up. You could also just make this in anything and then even use like a cotton swab to actually paint with or as your marker. So we have these little dot markers. So we're going to stick our glob of DNA inside. And these are just little pieces of paper clip to actually help us get it because it is kind of slippery.
Wow.
There we go. Nice job. All right, so now you see your little glob of DNA in there. So does it look like you could just start writing with this now?
No.
No, we gotta do something else to this. So DNA can actually dissolve in water. So I have some water-based inks and water-based paint for us to actually make our markers with. So you just have to be careful though, because some paints or markers actually have alcohol-based inks and that you can't use for this.
Why not?
Good question. So DNA actually precipitates or clumps together in alcohol. That's actually what it was sitting in there, but it can dissolve in water.
Okay.
So we want to actually break it apart.
That makes sense if we're going to draw with it.
Yeah. So what color are you thinking you want to make for your marker?
I want a green marker.
All right. Go ahead. I think I'm going to do purple. So we're going to start with just some ink, and you can add as much as you want to make whatever color you want. I'm just adding about 5 drops or so of blue. You can even use food coloring for this, anything you have on hand.
Okay, that makes sense because food coloring is water-based.
Yep,
Or
as long as it's
water-dissolvable.
water-based, you can use it.
Yeah.
I'm going to add some pink.
All
That was
right.
not 5 and 5, but it's still going to be cool.
Yeah, I did a little bit more too.
Oh, nice. So now we have the start of our marker, but we need a little bit more to work with. So I actually have some water-based paint for us too. So go ahead, you can add a couple pipettefuls of that paint in there.
Sounds good.
And this is just a little bit of paint just to help kind of thicken it and help it so that you can actually use this as a marker. But you can actually kind of play around with these ratios at home.
Sounds like a fun art project.
Yeah, and that way you can actually change the color that you have too. So this is just white paint. Add a couple of those. All right, so now just shake it up.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a nice color.
Thanks. I like yours too.
Matches your shirt a little bit.
Thanks.
So then I figured we needed something to color on. So now you can see that blob is actually dissolving there. You can't hear that coming around anymore.
Yeah.
So I couldn't help myself. I have my little wanna be a geneticist coloring sheet.
So we get to draw with it now?
Yep, go ahead.
Wow.
Oh, you are much better at staying in the lines.
Lots of practice.
And now we are actually coloring with the secret code of a strawberry.
Amazing.
So this is something you can easily do at home. You can use any types of inks or paints. You can get the DNA even from a different type of fruit and give it a try.
Thank you so much, Melissa. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Science at Play. If you try this at home, use the hashtag Science at Play to show us what you did, because we would love to see it. And check out more fun stuff at ConnecticutScienceCenter.org.
Bye.
Bye.
If you are enjoying this activity, please support the Connecticut Science Center by making a donation.